Yo, mi gente, what it do, man? It's your boy MC the T back at it. Today, Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Reason why I mentioned the year is that today's a sad, happy, and kind of down day, should I say? Is that it marks the 5th year that my dad went and passed on to a better life. He passed away December 9th, 2015. And mi gente, real talk, real quick. Don't get it confused. When I said it was a happy, sad day, sad day obviously because it's 5 years, 5 years, but happy because that day my dad stopped suffering from everything. My dad passed on to a better life, so he ain't suffering no more. So that's why that's happy. Why? Because I don't see my dad struggling through that pain anymore. So I'm just saying, don't get me twisted, mi gente. And yeah, man, it feels like it was yesterday, but at the same time, it feels like it's been like, woo, about 30, 40, 50 years since I last seen the man, since I last had a full conversation with that guy. And so, man, I miss him dearly so much, mi gente, but he's always still alive in my heart. Always still alive in my heart and my mind because I always mention this guy. I follow everything that he's taught me. You know what I mean? That man made me who I am right now. You know what I mean? Because I've seen him struggle and seen him go through all the perseverances and all the everything that he's faced. He's always overcame it. And with no education, no nothing. Mi gente, I mean, my dad, well, he left Puerto Rico when he was at the age of 11 to come out here to the States to work. He first came out here to Michigan when he was picking mushrooms in the fields. And my dad doesn't know how to read. My dad didn't know how to read or nor write, Spanish nor English. But man, mi gente, that guy was the smartest man ever to me. He'll learn everything he'll learn. Like he didn't know how to work on a car. He didn't know how to. He was he was a very handy man when it comes to plumbing in the house or a toilet or something broke and he had to fix something. My dad didn't call nobody to come fix it. He fixed it. And the way my dad learned was crazy. He would just go. He had a lot of friends that were working and all that stuff. And he would just go see him. And we just by seeing and peeping the way that they did it once or twice, my dad already knew how to do it. My dad didn't need no blueprint. You know what I mean? My dad, he couldn't read it. So my dad, he knew it. So he's like, I got to learn by looking at stuff. And my man, oof, did that man do stuff by just looking at it? He did everything he can. And like I said, man, you don't need to be, he came out here when he was 11 years old, mi gente. And it got to a point where obviously he worked and times were different back then. But then he came over here and he started, he was able to buy his house over here. And then he sold, and then he was able to go to Puerto Rico. He bought a house over there. He bought 2 houses over there, actually. And with no education, mi gente. Just a hard-working ethic, positive mindset. My dad was always never a negative person. My dad was one of those that always laughed at. See, I don't have that patience. Back then, I didn't have patience. But my dad always knew he'll start working on something, and if it didn't work the first time, he'll drop it down, and then he'll go back and he'll give it a second try. And then if it didn't work out, he'll leave it alone. He'll even leave it a day. He'll be like, you know what, I'll get back at this tomorrow. And he'll get back and he'll do it. And better yet, mi gente, little said but done, that thing was made. And that's what I mean. That patience. It was remarkable. You know what I mean? And then he just went through. Cancer was the one that ate him alive. So he started off with colon cancer, and then when he was right there at the 10-year mark, and that's when they say that you're supposed to stay cancer free once you pass that, whatever. He was right there like at the 9.75, and in that 10-year mark. When they discovered the other cancer, I think he had in his throat or so, and then it kept on going everywhere from there. But my man was still working the 7 to 3 Monday through Friday, hard and ass, doing what he had to do. You know what I mean? My dad would go to the last chemos that they gave him. There was the one that was like a Walkman. You put it on his waist or whatever. He would walk around and people think he's listening to music. So my dad, he was a very funny character, man. My dad was hilarious. He'd make anybody laugh. And always had a serious face, though, my dad was always. You know what I mean? He was always very hard work face on. And but man, when he'll crack jokes when anybody and every he made that's what I think where I got that from. You know what I mean? I became a people's guy because of my dad. My dad was a very people person. You know what I mean? He'll love cracking jokes. He'll make friends with his own shadow if you let him. That was my dad. You know what I mean? And he was very hilarious. He showed me the ropes and well. Anyway, so when he would walk around with dad while dad was pumping chemo or radiation straight to his chest, connected to the tube or whatnot, people think he was listening to music because it looked like a Walkman. And my dad would pass by people because he wear the hat. And he'll pass by people and he'll be, he'll go like this. And just walking by, people really think it is. He's just crazy. My dad would just crack up because he's like, man, people really think I listen to music. The people stupid. I mean, that'll be my dad. Make fun of other people. And it's just, man, do I miss that guy. And I know he's looking down. You know he's looking down at me, and I know he should be proud of who I am right now. Because thanks to him, I learned to become the dude I am right now. To have that perseverance, to have that attitude, to have that enjoyable love of life, feeling that, you know what, I ain't dead yet type of dude. So, I'm to the day I die is when I lay down. That's what my dad used to always say. I lay down the day I die. And meanwhile, I'm up and I'm going. And he was always on it. And he died at an early age. My dad was only 65 years old when he passed. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And that was one of the, like I explained to my wife and that she told me, that was, one of our biggest fears was having to lose one of our parents. And, and I did 5 years ago this exact date. My wife went through that, and it's one of those deepest fears that you never want to be able to face. You know that it's coming, you know it's gonna, but you don't want to get near thinking when or how or what. You just let that day just never come. You know what I mean? But so yeah, mi gente, my dad was OC, Armando Trinidad Howley, aka Papo, aka Papo Chicago, aka Furia. My dad was all that. El Cojo one time, because I remember when he had messed up his leg that I wasn't around, or I think I was small. He had broke his leg or whatnot, and he had a cast from like all the way up from his thigh, from his upper thigh all the way down, one of those long casts. And my dad still went to work driving a truck that way with his leg on the cast on the seat, because I had the one whole seater. So he had his leg up on the seat and driving stick shift with one leg. Old man did it. He paid his bills that way. He had to do it. That was the only way he come in and out. So, toodles to my dad, man. God bless you, papi. Un beso te mando donde quiera que te encuentre, mi hermanito. And whenever it is, I know we'll meet again soon. Whenever that day comes, and when that day comes, glory to God be. But for right now, you in your spot, and I stay in my spot, because I pretty like my spot where I'm at right now. So, but mi gente, yeah, today nothing, I didn't do much at the crib. I was just here and, just helping out and doing the regular duties that we do at home. But today I just want to really just dedicate this video and shout out and rest in peace to my dad, Pop. Making sure that he knows that I carry his name very proud wherever I go, and carry his last name donde quiera que yo vaya. And I feel proud to say I'm a Trinidad because of him. So mi gente, it was just a little shout out to my dad. Love you, Pops. Do good like you always, keep looking after me. And mi gente, everybody do what they gotta do. Never stand still. Keep it moving. And we'll get back at it tomorrow. So mi gente, love y'all.